Morning, everybody. I take it everybody's well. And a video for you this morning. Well, it's thought I'd do you one because it might be a long one. So if you're sat down, sit down. Anyway, if you're not, sit down because a bit to go on about. But I've gone on regarding spares on classics and stuff like that, and how things are problematic and the faulty, things are generally wrong and stuff like that, and availability is getting harder and harder and harder. But I've come across a situation in between break and just before Christmas, because a lad at yard, I mentioned it to you, he'd got I think it's a Ford Ranger, like a four-wheel drive big truck thing, and he thrown a leg out of bed, it blew an engine up, so couldn't get anybody to look at it. Anyhow, one of the chaps who gives me handy, he's quite handy with modern stuff and that, so he decided to set it on to put it in, and obviously I've given him hand and bits and pieces, but it's been a struggle, because I've never seen no like how they're wired and how they're done. It's incredible. There's just stuff everywhere in modern cars, and I can understand why why young people are interested in working on them, and probably also why they all want to own an electric car, because it's just a lot more simpler. But anyhow, going back to what I was saying, and regarding like bits and things. Anyhow, this chap in yard he bought a new engine. So went to a guy, new engine, turnkey engine, quite expensive, fully built. Showed it's got pistons, that cranks ground, blah 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 blah, all usual. Engine's gone in, come to start it. She's trying to go and not going. Anyhow, I'm not world's greatest, so I've been dragged over to have a look, a bit of a diagnosis. I don't really understand. They've had it plugged in wherever they do nowadays, but I just said there's no fuel. Can't get any fuel. So anyhow, it turns out the pressure rail, which the injectors fire off, it's a lot different than what I can remember of diesels, because diesels with me used to time a pump, but they were like laughing at me that, like, oh, it's not been like that for whatever, So, I'm like a dinosaur, I suppose. But anyhow, it's not. So anyhow, it needs a pump. So I says to chap, I said, well, just ring manufacturer, because you bought a fully reconditioned engine here, and it's got a pump on it, high pressure pump. I says, and so it's his baby. Anyhow, he's rung guy, and he's more or less said, oh, we just put any pump on. We've had 2 of them go down. It lasts 4 months, and it's not really to do with me. And then like later on that evening, he sent him a text on how to time it. Well, I don't know if I've been behaving completely different all my life, but if the guy's built him an engine, and he's supposed to got a warranty, it's 3 months or whatever, and if you don't take his old engine back, his warranty's void. But yet, he's not standing on for this, and this is like what I've been saying all these years. Well, all these years, all these while I've been talking to you on YouTube and that, but I've been saying it for years to a lot of other people. And it's just as if everything's just completely different. It's just as if everybody doesn't care anymore regarding all. This guy's paid premium money. He's got something. It's not fit for purpose. It wants a pump. Anyhow, I've located somebody for a pump, but in my eyes, the guy who's done it and just chucked any pump on, and he says he hasn't tested them. So where's logic in that? And then you start thinking, well, that piston's any good. Are this any good? But I'm not going to bore on to you about a modern engine, because probably a lot of you don't even want to hear about one. But there'll be some youngins on there who'll probably understand what I'm talking about, and they'll. Well, it didn't take me long to grasp how they all work now with electronics and that. Someone sort of did. I only did a pointing. Do you understand? But what I am saying to you is I can't believe this guy's took this money and he's trying to backpedal with it, because I've told this customer, I've just said, look, what you need to do is send the guy an email. Just say you're not happy. This is wrong, because this is the same sort of carry off now as we get with classics. Well, these bits are no good, mate. Well, that's all there is, or that's what it is, and I just don't understand this attitude, And I know it end at year now, and I suppose, and I can't say to me, things should be better next year, because I know it won't be, and that's like why I said to you, what I do is coming to an end. But I also believe now that what modern span lads do is coming to an end. The car's just going to be change your brakes, a bit of a service, drop your oil. As soon as it comes to anything remotely major, it's gone. It'll just be thrown in bin, and you get another one, and that's it. And and that's as if like what we've got, where we've got to. It's same with restorations now. Obviously, like I've said before, they're such in such a bad state. Some of them, they're just so many thousands of hours in them, they will just never get done. So, I mean, what you all ought to really consider and seriously think about is, if you've got a classic, make sure it's right. If you've got a decent spanner man or body man, keep him sweet, because you're going to be big style struggling. And if anybody new comes along, I just think this will like be how the head works. I just think, I can't understand that this guy thinks he don't have to do anything. Because, I mean, it's a business transaction. The guy's got an invoice. He's sold something for a purpose. Well, any court of law will say that it's right. It's supposed to be a turnkey thing. He's attached a pump to it. He says he don't check pumps. You know, and I mean, to be honest, I was just a bit like, nagged about it. That's probably why I'm telling you all. But I'm same nagged about it as what I am with it. Me likes. I mean, I don't have trouble with these, as you know, because I've got the bits myself. And these are good cars, and they're easy to maintain. They're not a problem. You know, but with other stuff when I'm chasing bits. You know, I mean, I've got like that Healy I'm doing. I mean, that's got twin 40s on. I mean, some people run a mile, but they're not over hard. You know, they're just what they are. They drive unusual because they're a bit highly strung. They rev well, you know, but that's what they are. I've got this little old Anglia here that's 8 horsepower guy wants to use in Reading. Well, I can set it up to best of 8 horsepower's capability and say, right, there you go, mate. I can't say to him, like, I can't flannel him and say, oh, that car's going to keep up with modern traffic, it's going to do this, it's going to do it. It's not, it's going to potter about with its 8 horsepower capabilities. That's what it's going to do. It's like with Healy, it's going to go like hell. I mean, they're a fast car. But she's not going to have torque. You're not going to be going up a big hill in 5th gear. It's just not going to happen. Sorry, 4th gear. It's just not going to happen. You're going to be going up an hill in, well, whatever gear you've got. You might have to drop down because your power's up top end of your rev range. But what I'm saying to you is it's just as if it's a pathetic joke now, and I think it's same in classic scene. I think all these modern firms, you know, they're doing these cars. Oh, we've done it in a week, or they haven't done it in a week. They've just created a mess in a week. That's all they've done, you know. And I've said this a million times before. If you want to do this, what I do, you've got to be dedicated to it. You're working 7 days a week. I mean, look, what time is it? It's 6:30 in the morning. I'm making you a video. You know, and what it is, I'm down because I've fed cats. It's New Year's Eve. I mean, it's my daughter's birthday, actually. But I've come down, fed cats, so I thought, I've been that niggled all this. I thought, I'm going to do a bit of video on this. And I'm also going to round up things generally in here, you know, what's gone off, what ain't gone off, etc., etc. But it's just as if nobody's bothered. Self, self, self. I mean, it's the same with this business. I'd love somebody to take it, but I think chances of finding somebody like me sen is, well, I think it's very slim. I mean, don't get me wrong, there might be somebody out there, somebody might want to do it and somebody would love to do it. So, if there is, give us a shout. I mean, it's not a problem. We'll sort it something out for you if you fancy to go with it. I've said that before on many occasions. But, I mean, I'm at time in my life, like I say, I'm 60 in January, and I've got to now, like, settle things out. I mean, I got rid of Old Reliable the other day, Steve Ladd Yard, who takes stuff. He's got a great big lorry, but it's most reliable recovery man about. So, that's why he takes it. It's a bit more expensive, but I let him go. He comes, does it, he's polite with customers, everything's right, and everything's done. I mean, I'm tidying loose corners up in my thing. I'm on these last few restos so I can do some of my cars. I mean, people are saying, why have you let Old Reliable go? I've had it, which I have had it for years. It's been a fantastic car, but it's somebody else's turn. You know, whether the guy does the body, or whether he leans on an exemption on MOT and drives it, I don't know that, but for me to let it go as a done car, it'd have to be done properly. And I ain't got time. I need to do a police car outside. It's a super rare car. So I need time into that. I need time into it. I went to see one of my other mates the other day. He's on with his kitchen. Similar age, just a bit old, older is Glenn. He's on with that. He's a fantastic, builds his own bikes, does proper cafe, beautiful things he does. But he's on with kitchen because he probably realises now he's got to get on with it. Retiring soon, so he wants it all done, dusted and squared up. I mean, one of the other lads who comes down does a bit of engine building with me. I mean, sadly, he lost his wife just before Christmas, collapsed with a brain hemorrhage, you know. I mean, I suppose none of us know what's round the corner, so that's what I'm saying to you about. I've got to get a few bits done and cleaned up. But what I'm saying is I feel as if I'm leaving industry, because I'm pressured to leave industry, but really I shouldn't be. But I know it's the same in other industries, and everybody's telling me it's the same, but I don't think it's an answer to everything, and I think things could be a bit better if people tried a bit harder, you know. I mean, there's no point in this just fob off. I mean, I could go on about a million things really, because I mean it's same when you're parking. I mean our Laura's disabled, so she sometimes has to go in disabled bays, and it's like that. They're taking it with people who are just abusing parking situations. People park where they want. People don't give a stuff, pull out on you, you know. But anyhow, that's just well, this year it seems to have magnified. I might be completely wrong. So, I mean, I'm probably going on a bit now and going off on a different tangent to your cars, but I mean, we've finished this year. You've all been waiting for me to do some stuff. So, I mean, I am going to do some stuff for you next year. I've worked my plan out, where I'm going, and what I'm doing for you. Now, end of the day, I'm going to be straight with you. We'll probably be mainly working with Mick, because I can show you how to TIG, and it's easy to TIG, to be quite honest. But if I'm showing you how to TIG, you're not going to buy a TIG. The only person who's going to watch a TIG video is a guy who thinks he's going to restore cars, and he's going to watch my video and make out he's a TIG specialist, which he won't be, because there's an art to TIG welding, and you've either got it or you haven't. Now, I teach people with MIG, in a garage, you can sort it out. It's pretty straightforward. You know, you can do an excellent job, and if you can do a weld, if you can weld with a MIG, and make it look like you've played about with a TIG, well, you'll become somebody. I mean, we'll go down that. We're going to have a load of carbs in base. You know, we're going to have a load of distributors in base. We're going to have brakes in base. We're going to have engines in base. We're going to have everything in piece. We're going to do body work. We're going to go all the way through it all. I mean, you'll not see me painting. I mean, we might even do a video of painting, but Craig will be doing it because I've passed that over to somebody now, and it'll just make life a bit easier. I mean, I might follow him round Bulb if he lets me, and you'll see paint go on somewhere. I mean, that lad can put paint on, so there's absolutely no problem there. I mean, also, probably for younger, and they all think I'm a boring old fart running around in a V4 at 4 miles an hour, which, to be honest, I generally don't. I said I ain't got a problem with that. I mean, a V4 Zephyr to me is like riding an Harley. You're not in a rush, you're just enjoying noise, you know. But we'll also do a few videos of driving around, and I'm going to, like, bring Lincoln back to life. So we'll get young as a bit of a shock then, when I've got a 460 under my right foot, and something that weighs a lot of weight, but I'll show them what you can throw one about and what you can do with one. So that might be a bit of entertainment for younger end, but anyhow, that's where we're going, and that's some thoughts on what's like happened this year, and just some of my thoughts on generally what is happening. But all I'm saying to you is, what I'll do, it'll be done right, and I'll keep things right. There will be some cars coming up for sale for you in my home where I'll be sorted out. I mean, like I say, I've cleared Old Reliable off. I mean, it was a project, that's all it was, but never anything else, and that's what I tell everybody. But we're moving on to some good, so we've got some nice stuff to mess about with. And generally, we'll be showing you a correct way how to do things. And probably, I'll just show you how somebody who's got a conscience in the red works, and that's not bothering. I mean, bit long video, this one probably is, but if you like what I do, give us a like. I mean, if you want to subscribe to my channel, I mean, I don't always waffle on like this forever. It's just I get bees in my bonnet, and I like to get them off my chest, and I like to do things right, you know, and I like things to be right. So, and also, I mean, if you pass a comment, I'll gladly reply to you, and let's look forward to next year, and we'll do some interesting stuff, and you can learn something. We can have a bit of fun in Big Lincoln, well, we can have a bit of fun in a V4 Zephyr. You ain't got to go fast to have fun, but a lot of youngers think that one might want to subscribe to the channel. So anyhow, that's from me. Bye for now. Have a good new year.